Hello, welcome to Tech Digest for January 14th. So let's jump right into security because it's been a rough 24 hours for AI agents. So first up, a significant vulnerability has been discovered in the new Claude's co-work feature. Security researchers found that if an attacker can get a malicious prompt into shared context, the model can be tricked into exfiltrating files directly from your workspace without you realizing it. If you're using collaborative AI tools in production environment, you might want to audit your permissions immediately. It describes the attack chain here. Um, and the AI security headaches don't stop there. A new technique called the reprompt attack has been demonstrated against Microsoft Copilot. Essentially, this allows hackers to hijack an existing session and issue hidden commands to exfiltrate sensitive data. It's a sophisticated evolution of prompt injection that persists across the session history. And it's a stark reminder that if we integrate those models even deeper into our OS, the attack surface is growing exponentially. Moving on to general infrastructure security, Linux admins, this is heads up for you. Ars Technica is reporting on a new strain of Linux malware that security researchers are calling far more advanced than the typical crypto miners or botnet scripts we usually see. This one uses novel persistence mechanisms and seems designed for long-term espionage rather than quick profit. It's a good day to check your intrusion detection logs and make sure your immutable infrastructure is still immutable. Um, Moving on to some more outages. If you're on call and your pager didn't go off last night, you might want to double check that it's actually connected. Because Verizon suffered massive outage across large parts of the US today. While outages happen, the scale of this one has impacted IoT devices, logistics fleets, and remote workers worldwide, nationwide. And we're still waiting on full postmortem, but early speculation in the networking community seems to point at the bad BGP update or a core routing failure. Not pointing at DNS yet, but we'll see. Let's switch gears to something cool you can run locally. It's a new project called Pocket TTS. It's pretty impressive. It opens high quality text to speech that runs entirely on your CPU with no heavy GPU required. This is great news for accessibility tools and edge devices where you don't have massive NVIDIA card handy. The latency is very low, so it makes it viable for real-time conversational interfaces on modest hardware. And you've seen in the previous episodes, we talked about the reverse models and local text models, which run pretty well.
It's small enough to fit in your pocket.
Don't know why it's not saying the whole thing. It just says fit in your pocket. Okay, so if you use Cursor, you know they've been pushing boundaries of AI coding. And they just released a deep dive into how they scale long-running autonomous coding agents. This isn't just autocomplete anymore, like the Copilot OG. They're talking about agents that can maintain context over hours of debugging and refactoring. The engineering blog post details how they handle context fragmentation and state management. And it's a fascinating read for anyone interested in application and architecture that uses LLMs. And you should read about Gastown also while you're at it. In the world of backend engineering, the database for the job debate never ends. Trending article today discusses migrating from Redis to SolidQ. The author argues that for many use cases, especially within Rails ecosystem, the operational complexity of maintaining a separate Redis instance isn't worth it when the modern SQL-based queries have become so performant. It's a compelling look at simplifying your infrastructure stack by leaning harder on your primary database. Um, we talk a lot about NVIDIA, but the competition is heating up. Furiosa AI released benchmarks for their um, RNGD server, claiming a massive 3.5x efficiency advantage over H100 for inference workloads. As energy consumption becomes a primary bottleneck for data centers, specialized inference chips like these are looking more attractive. The hardware looks solid, but as always, big question will be the software stack and compiler support. Um, Everybody wants to see an NVIDIA competitor because of prices, but the main skepticism again revolves around CUDA lock-in, as with all the other up and coming chip startups in this space. Um, Taking a break from software, let's look at some hard engineering. So, researchers have successfully beamed energy from a moving aircraft to a ground station. This is a crucial test for the concept of space-powered solar power, space-based solar power stations, of course. The idea is to capture solar energy in orbit where the sun never ends and beam it down to Earth. So, providing you can target the beam accurately from a moving platform, this is a huge milestone. It's still early days, but the physics checks out. There's some other videos online that show how this wireless energy transfer actually works. They have this cool drone that is wirelessly powered, but reminds me of SimCity. Let's see, what version was this? 2000 probably. They had a microwave power station. This is one of the disasters that happens with it. Um, okay, so finally to close it out, this is a post that resonated a lot today. You can see the title yourself. It's a bit of a rant, and we talked about how in the previous episode how hard it is to debug actions and some workarounds like terminaling into running action. But this also talks about hard to debug YAML files and slow feedback loops, and of course the lock-in. You know, Actions became the most widely used and most popular CI/CD platform by far, for a good reason. But this talks about some of the pain points still. So hanging in the DevOps threads.